It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, July 16th. I may look tired today. I'm on 4 hours of sleep, but guess what? I have no kids. They're not in my house for 3 weeks. I am kid free for 3 weeks, and I am feeling really happy about it. Okay, listen, don't you guilt me into feeling bad about sending my kids to camp. Before you even start, I've already gotten some crap about it in the DMs. Let me tell you something. Nothing a parent ever wants to hear is, wow, you only have 18 summers with your kids. I can do that all day. I'll come back at you and tell you about all the summers. I still hang out with my mom. Okay, I'm 44. Let me live. Let me have a summer. Okay, let Donna Bowling also have a summer vacation. I have just started my summer break today. And I'm on no sleep because, a mom's work never ends. And so I did wake up in the morning and through the night and I was like, did I pack their toothbrush? Did they have enough underwear? Did I give them enough stamps? You know what I mean? Like those things. And then you kind of you panic about it, but they're fine. And these kids didn't even want to say goodbye to me. They're so happy. They're not crying to get out of the no, mom, don't. No, they don't want to be home with me. They don't want to have their screens. They want to be making lifelong memories. They are so happy out in the woods or God knows where they are. I mean, they are just living they're doing their what is it called? Diablos. That's the thing that all the kids do in camp. They Diablo, okay? They Diablo. They're throwing balls back and forth. They're doing things kids did before technology. It's a dream. They dance, they sing, they eat, they play on horses. I mean, it's a dream come true. Let me live so that I can serve you guys to my best ability because we, my friends, have quite a show today. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. And it's a good one. Want to know why? Want to know why? Because Jax Taylor isn't coming back to the valley because I think he's trying to get a job on Teen Mom. That's honestly what I think, but we'll get into all of that. Plus, Blake Lively isn't having the best day. I just think that the tides are going to start turning on her if they haven't already. I'm just going to be honest. And even if legally it's not going to be so bad for her because we'll talk about that and things that have happened, I still think it's not going to be good for her. And I had a revelation at 4:30 this morning when I was watching Emily D. Baker. And I thought to myself, you guys, I took notes because my brain is on no sleep. I was like, guys, it's going to be okay. We're going to talk about all of that. And then I have like a little segment that I was thinking if we had time to get to, and it's called Ew. It's just called Ew. And it's about 3 couples. One of them is no longer together, but 3 couples, and it's just called Ew. Okay? So hopefully we get to that. That and more on today's You Guys Sprinkler with me, say it with me, daily dose of Donna. Spell Dana. And sorry if that upsets you. Ralph. Yep. I saw your comments in Andy's comments yesterday, yelling at me about the spelling of my name as if I had a choice in the matter. Gosh, people got it's crazy. I got yelled at yesterday. How come your name is spelled Dana, and it's pronounced Donna? What is wrong with you? This is crazy. Change it. You're insane. Something's wrong with you. What? You can't change everything about, like, I was born this way. Have you ever listened to Lady Gaga? Accept me. Love me. This is me. I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be. Okay? Welcome to Daily Dose of Donna. I turned on Zach's show this morning, you guys, on my drive home from camp. And I just had it on for just 5 seconds. And I swear, in the 5 minutes that it was on, I just heard him doing something. He's like, hold on, let me pull up. Can you imagine it? And he starts singing my song in the middle of of his show. It was the best moment ever. I said, "Oh my god, this is amazing." This guy just no offense to anyone that has Tourette's, but Zach has Tourette's with my music. It's amazing. It just pops out. And it happens when I'm on the phone with him too, by the way. I asked him, I said, "Zach, do you realize that you do this? You just start singing." He's like, "No, I know. It's like a thing." I'm like, "Does it happen on dates? If you're on a date with someone, you're just out with a guy and you're like, oh, I think I'll have a margarita. Can you imagine it? Whoa, whoa." But Lance and I do it too because I say, "Can you imagine?" all the time. And my friend Eliza Rosen, shout out, she and I constantly say, "Can you imagine?" So we just start singing, "Can you imagine it?" Whoa, it's just so weird. Oh, but can you imagine? Oh my gosh, you guys, Jax Taylor is out of the Valley. And of course, he's changing the story and making it sound like it was his decision. Do you think it was Jax Taylor's decision on a scale of 1 to 10? You don't even have to know the Valley to know enough about Jax Taylor to think about the fact. Is or was it Jax Taylor's decision to leave the Valley for season 3? 1 means yes, it was his own decision for the betterment of his own mental health and for his son and all. Or 2, it was not his. I'm just going to answer for you. It was not his decision. Okay? There is absolutely no way in the world, okay? No way. This man would cut off his right testicle allegedly to stay on that show. But the man is without a doubt he is unable to be helped. Those of you that do not know the show, The Valley, watch it as a sociological experiment just to understand how bad a man can be. Jax Taylor has been on our TV screens for years. And let me explain something to you. This is actually kind of interesting. If you don't know who Jax Taylor is, you can actually fall into his trap because he is so, I don't want to use, I guess charming would be the word, but he's so good at making you believe him if you don't have any prior knowledge. And here's the example. I was watching it early this morning before my kids woke up, and I was watching the after show. And I had just wrapped watching the episode of Jax totally gaslighting once again for the 100th time his ex, Brittany, when he's yelling at her saying, "Why are you trying to tear and destroy the father of your child?" And this is after he has single-handedly destroyed everything in his own life, in her life, his own child's potential to have a healthy, happy family, everything, right? But he's saying this to her. "Why are you trying to destroy me?" And she's like, "I'm not trying to destroy you, Jax. You already destroyed my family." I mean, she did it a little differently, but her accent is so insane. It's so intense. I think she gets more Southern the more time she's in LA. It's wild. And so she's having this conversation with him, and he's like, "Oh, Brittany." And they're having this back and forth, and I'm seething. I'm seething. So the Valley After Show is after this, and he's coming on the screen. It's him. They split them up, the different guys. It's him and it's Jesse. And it's I can't remember the third. Oh, Tom Schwartz, right? The three losers, right? Although I told you. Jesse. Okay, the 3 of them, right? And Jax Taylor is sitting there and he's talking about how I love my son. I would do anything for my son. Wow, do I love my son? And my now son, Dylan, 12 and a half years old, has already woken up. So he's sitting on the couch, just kind of waking up, yawning, kind of watching with me, just kind of like half listening, half kind of paying attention. And he says to me, he goes, "Oh, Mom, that guy's so nice. Like, I wish I had my dad saying that to me when I was a baby. That would be so sweet if I had that on video. His kid's so lucky to have that on video." I said, "Oh my God." He literally can make anyone believe him. He's a scam artist. He's a dirty John. Dirty Jax coming to a theater near you. Jax Taylor is so bad for our brains to ingest. And I realized, the Valley, I can take those shows to an extent, but I really do feel like I'm watching Teen Mom. And when I say watching Teen Mom, I used to talk about this a lot, because I loved Teen Mom growing up, like when I was in my 20s and maybe a little bit in my early 30s. I used to love it. But then I started to realize, like, I feel ew after watching Teen Mom. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, after you turn off Teen Mom, you feel dirty. Like, those shows, those MTV type shows, most of them, not like all of them, but those Teen Mom shows that have really those horrible stories with those abusive type guys, like the Janelle storyline. And I remember with Amber and Gary, not Gary, I think was actually a good guy. But the Macy, wasn't it Macy and Ryan with his crazy like drug addict? So there's always some good guys and then some really horrible guys. So I don't want to just generalize and say everyone on Teen Mom, because I remember there was always like some really good dads and baby daddies. But there was some that were just so bad, some women that were just so bad and so addicted and so just horrible, mostly Janelle. Janelle and Amber, that's like where my brain keeps going, that it just feels so dirty. Why are we watching it? Why are cameras here? Why are we allowing this to be aired on TV? Why are we exploiting these families? Why are we giving them airtime? Because they have children and their children will grow up and will be able to Google this and YouTube this. And forever in a day, will be able to have access to seeing their moms being verbally abused, in some cases worse, men being verbally abused, in some cases worse. It's awful. And you feel like dirty watching it with popcorn and a glass of wine. And that's what I feel like we're watching last night on the Valley on Bravo. And yeah, Bravo's had some pretty crazy stories, but for some reason, when you think about housewives and like tax evasion and stuff, it feels for some reason less dirty than Jax Taylor, like a sick, sick man, straight up lying to his wife or ex, separated wife, getting out of rehab, 30 days of rehab, coming right out and saying, alcohol was never a problem for me. I'm drinking again. I'm sorry. You were in rehab for 30 days and you come out and you say, I can still drink? Rehab? What in the Kelly Wolf is happening here? And then also, not only that, you're texting like a psycho to your wife, texting her, verbally abusing her like crazy. And then you put on a nice shirt and you slick your hair back and you stand a little bit like, you're trying to look a little bit nice for the cameras, like as if we don't know what's going on. And you stand there and you're like, Brittany, I'd like to have some boundaries with my son, Cruz. Do you think that we can act nicely and have some conversation? As if we don't understand the reality that you are Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that you are a piece of shit. I'm not stupid. Brittany understands it. The camera people understand it. The producers understand it. The audience understands it. Does Jax really think that he's going to like pull one under us? It's killing me to watch him. And I truly last night or this morning, I don't even know what time it was. It was 4 in this morning. So it was dark. I was like, I feel dirty watching Jax Taylor. And I hate that he's sharing the same hour with like Danny and Nia's story. And Danny and Nia are just like a lovely, nice couple that have to me, it seems like good values that are just trying to, live their life, expand their family. Sure, they're on a reality show, always questionable behavior, but they're on a reality show, just trying to do their thing. Kristen and Luke, yeah, Kristen was a little bit shady when she was on Vanderpump Rules, but they just seem like they have their lives a little bit together. No. And Jax Taylor, my wish came true. It's my lucky day, Jax Taylor says. I'm no longer going to be on the Valley. And the reason for that was because the people spoke. See, the court of public opinion is important. You can still win the court cases. You can still have the job. But if the people do not support you and the people do not like you, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? The consumers matter. That's how I feel. And I feel like people, for the most part, listened to him and said, or like listened to, all of his bullshit for so many years and watched him on TV and watched him on Watch What Happens Live lie straight up to our faces about how many days he's sober and how many this and how many that. And we see him out and about drinking. We see all his bullshit and all of his lies on his TikTok and all of his, and enough. We've been lied to enough in our real life by asshole men. I'm speaking for women in general. We don't need it on our TV. Speak out, and they're going to eventually have to say, like, well, we can't continue this behavior because our fan base is not going to allow for it. So, Jax Taylor, bye. Never going to see you again, hopefully. There's no redeeming yourself after so many times. And Jax's, the bar, every time I drive by, I'm going to start filming it every single time I drive by it. I drive by it like 3 times a week. I've never seen more than 2 people inside. I'm not joking. I will drive by it every single time and film it for you guys, no matter what time. I don't know where he's going to go, that Jax Taylor. Okay, let's move on to some other things. There's so much to talk about today. But first, a message from our sponsor. This message is sponsored by Greenlight. So you guys remember summertime as a kid? Everyone, get yourself into that brain. The freedom of nature, opportunities born from boredom, rites of passage like riding a bike, setting up a lemonade stand, and even learning to earn and manage a buck. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach your kids real-world money skills that they will use forever. Okay, I am so excited about Greenlight. Greenlight came to me and said, we want to sponsor your show. And I'm like, well, this is perfect because I use Greenlight for my kids. Greenlight is the easiest, most convenient way for parents to raise financially smart kids and families to navigate life together. So my kids, you don't give your kids allowance anymore in cash. I know. I mean, you can. We do have like an actual piggy bank. It doesn't look like a piggy bank. It's like a fake ATM machine in their rooms, but they don't want cash. They want a card or an app, especially if they have phones. Like my 12-year-old who's almost 13, he wants something that he can go tap, and Greenlight is the way to do it. And that way I don't actually have to go to the bank and get cash. So I basically set them up on Greenlight where if they get their chores done, I get a notification every Sunday saying, did Oliver complete his chores? Did Dylan complete his chores? And I can say yes or no, or I can pause the allowance if they don't listen to me that week. It's amazing. They get natural allowance. It's like auto allowance. And maybe that's why millions of parents trust and kids love learning about money on Greenlight, the #1 family finance and safety app. So I honestly really do like Greenlight because parents can send money to their kids and keep an eye on how much. Oh yeah, you get notifications on exactly how much they're spending and saving. Plus there's a chores feature, like I said, where you can set up a one-time or recurring chores. They also have games there, like money confidence and skills in a way that you can do it in more like a game and a lesson. And I just love it. I think it's a really, really smart way. It comes with a debit card so that you can also go to the mall. Oliver that doesn't have a phone, he can go and use a debit card. So don't wait to teach your kids real world money skills. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/daily dose. That's greenlight.com/daily dose to get started. Greenlight.com/daily dose. All righty. Also, thanks, Greenlight. I'm going to move on into another story about Blake Lively. So yesterday was like a pretty crazy day. I talked about it, of course, a lot, and I'm trying to remember like where I finished talking about it here on the show. Of course, I talked about the content creator subpoenas. There was, from what I saw, there was an anonymous motion to quash filed. From one of the content creators. It was anonymous. So I don't know who's done that. I think that the goal for the subpoenas, the content creators that were subpoenaed, I think their goal right now is to, some of them, or at least most of them, I don't know because I'm not one of them. So I'm not in on those like private messages, that because I think some of them are kind of connecting and talking to each other. But I believe that they're all kind of going to be joining forces. I know Lauren Nighty on her own, she has talked about this, that she's wanting to do things kind of on her own, and I admire her for that. Has a motion to quash. My mind is going in a million different places about these subpoenas. I've been talking about this with so many different people. Yesterday, I was on Andy Signore's show and on Popcorn Planet right after that hearing, which we can talk about really fast. And I think it is what I think was interesting about it. And here is why I am kind of going back and forth. There's a million ways that these subpoenas are a bad idea. Like, I kind of can't really wrap my head around, the more I think about it, why these are happening and why her attorneys have agreed to go forward with subpoenaing, it's hard to say that word, subpoenaing Google for these micro, quote unquote, I know some of them are not micro, influencers and YouTubers. I hate using the word influencers, but micro YouTubers information. And I ultimately cannot really understand the benefit of it and what the pro, or what the benefit, how it could outweigh the negative, unless you have a very, very, very confident reason to do it. Meaning, someone, somewhere, somehow gave Blake Lively's attorneys something that showed a little bit of proof, not even a little, a solid amount of proof that this was intention, that this actually is something that happened with these specific content creators, or at least some of these specific content creators. The reason why I don't think that happened is because I know so many of these content creators, and I know 1000% it didn't happen. So that's why, if these are random content creators that I've never heard of, that I had no connection with, that I don't know at all, I would maybe say, like, maybe there is a world where this happened. But I know so many of these content creators, and I've had so many conversations with them, and I've worked with them, collabed with them. I connect with them all the time. I was there when they started covering this case. I know for a fact that this was not how it was done with them. There was no collaboration. There was no sort of payment situation, nothing like that. So that doesn't track for me. So the first option is, why would they go after these content creators in this way? The only reason to do it, and why it would benefit them, and why that would outweigh the negatives, like I said, is because they have solid proof that they're going to find something. Because the negatives outweigh the positives in such a strong way that it doesn't make any sense. Now we have Molly McPherson, the public relations crisis expert, who has spoken about it and who said how incredibly stupid it was, and it was going to backfire incredibly. Then we have Emily D. Baker, who I've talked about on this show, and I mentioned yesterday that she started covering it briefly the day before, and I was really, really surprised because she even talked about, it was before the subpoenas to the content creators, but she talked about her asking to switch the location and how she didn't think that it was a very solid of the location of tomorrow's deposition, and she didn't think it was like a solid request, and she would be shocked if the judge actually gave it to her. And I was thinking to myself, wow, Emily D. Baker is maybe changing her tune on this whole thing, because we all were kind of under the impression that she was in maybe more Ryan's camp, and since she's with WME and Ryan Reynolds follows her. But last night, someone told me, you got to go watch Emily D. Baker and what she says about Ryan and Blake and these subpoenas. So of course I did. And I took a little piece of it. I posted about it today. I'll play you guys just a little bit of it. I think it's a phenomenal take, but it really made me think there's way more than just about the subpoenas. It's going to be talking more about the court of public opinion. And this to me is so fascinating. And it really makes me like, Blake Lively dug her own grave with this move, no matter what she finds, because I don't think she'll find anything. Unless one of those content creators who have not been named that I don't know have some sort of deal that like is a small content creator with 20 followers, 20 subscribers. But the ones that I know on that list have no connection whatsoever with Justin Baldoni's team. They are not paid by Justin Baldoni's team. They chose to cover this on their own, just like I chose to cover this on my own, just like Zach chose to cover it. We follow the story, just like I talked about Jax Taylor just now. This is a dead end for Blake Lively, and she just dug herself a grave with the public. Because I just got a DM from a journalist who is like an independent journalist, but she doesn't cover the story at all. She covers big cases. And she DM'd me this morning and she goes, should I be covering the story that Blake Lively went after YouTubers? I said, fuck yes. Because she knows that this is a big story now. This all of a sudden takes it to another level, right? It's less about sexual harassment. It's less about retaliation. Now, it's about an attack on content creators. It's an attack on people just having an opinion. I'm sorry, what? Blake, you done fucked up. So let's look at just a little bit at what Emily D. Baker said. And remember, Emily D. Baker is someone that doesn't cover this case often. And I think if it goes into trial, she will cover it more. I think a lot of people were really upset about her not covering it. But you guys remember, she covers live trial. She covered Karen Reed while it was in trial. She was going to cover Koberger a lot while it was in trial. I imagine if this goes to trial, she would cover this as well. But this is about Emily D. Baker talking about everything. And I'll try to get through as much as I possibly can here.
Content creators getting subpoenaed. I haven't had a chance.
This is at 1.25, just so you know. She doesn't talk this fast.
Too much into it. I saw Molly McPherson talking about it. I adore her. She does basically what I do but for PR. She's a PR crisis manager. And so she will give from a PR standpoint, love Molly. But I have seen that there are different ways that subpoenas are rolling out. First, people have the right to quash subpoenas. Second, subpoenaing content creators is going to be a massive backfire, like a massive fucking backfire. And they have the right to quash them because there probably isn't much of a basis for subpoenas to content creators, at least not until discovery is done further with the defendants. And if they can show that like a defendant and someone's communicating, even then they might not be able to get to it, because a lot of creators, even if they are not or would not call themselves reporters, they're covered by a lot of the same shield laws that like a New York Times is. So it's going to backfire spectacularly.
Okay, so that's the first point that she says. It's going to backfire spectacularly. That's exactly what Molly McPherson said. You absolutely have no idea how stupid this is. What do content creators do with every single thing that happens in their life, you guys? We make content. She didn't go after the quiet people that don't talk about anything, the random people in comments. She went after people whose job it is to talk about the shit. None of us are going to be quiet about it. Literally, this is what we do. We're talking about it. We are making everyone and their mother know that Blake Lively is attacking. She's not coming after me yet. She's not coming after Zach yet, but she's not coming after Elsie yet. She's not coming after a bunch of them yet, but she's coming after a ton of them. So she's coming after me by extension. I'm going to protect them. I'm fighting for them. Absolutely. I'm fighting for them also.
Just spectacularly, because content, some of you are like, why would it backfire? Well, some of it is going, the content creator, any content creator that gets something like that they're not going to be required to turn over their shit because they can move to quash those, and there's probably not a disclosable connection there, is going to turn it into content. So for the content creator, it's going to be like, let's ride. And they're not subpoenaing a content creator, again, who may or may not have a source, is going to be like trying to subpoena the New York Times, who may or may not have a source. Depending on what state they live in, it's not going to go far. I mean, you guys remember, I got a cease and desist a million years ago. What is the first thing we did with it? Yeah, we fired up a live stream and read it together and giggled and went, nope, that's not happening. Nope, this is not happening. Nope, that's not happening. So the party seeking it's not going to get the information they're seeking. And the content creators are just going to have more attention drawn to the fact that they're covering a thing. And they're not going to get any information from it. Like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Also, like anyone just being like, content creators on payroll for this or payroll for that or whatever. It's just like, they're not. Also, legacy media, often not on payroll. They have access relationships. They have advertiser relationships, but they're not like getting paid to say a thing. Now they might say a thing and then get more clicks, more views, more advertising, and then get paid. But it's incredibly rare that people are getting paid to say something. They might benefit from saying it. It's a wild thing. I don't think it's going to go well. Also, it's going to be a W for any of the content creators because they're just going to turn it into content.
There you go.
I said this from the beginning of the Lively Baldoni case.
Now listen to what she says about this. And
gotten incredibly hyperbolic at this point, but it is clear that Baldoni's attorneys, the Baldoni Wayfarer parties and their attorneys, understand the media and social media landscape much better. They have a much savvier understanding of how to navigate within the world of social media, online, and content creators. Lively's attorneys do not. Lively's attorneys do not know what social media is going to do. It seems that they can't foresee that how this is going to go badly. And it seems that Lively's attorneys have tried to make a shift. Like their initial filings were very standard kind of white shoe filings, like very like, we're fancy New York lawyers, like very proper filings. And then they tried to take the tactics of Brian Friedman, who's very much like, I know how to write things that people are going to talk about. And I'm writing something that people are going to talk about and that everybody can read and understand. Brian Friedman wrote filings that you don't have to be a lawyer to understand his filings. He laid it all out in too much detail, in my opinion, but not for him.
Too much detail.
And not for his client. Like he had a goal. And the goal was that everyone can read it. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to read between the lines. You don't have to do any of that. You can pick up that complaint and understand what they are telling you is their perspective. And he knew how that would be picked up and covered. Lively's attorneys are playing catch up in the online space. And they aren't as savvy in the online space. They might be incredibly smart lawyers. I don't doubt that they are. But being incredibly book smart and being incredibly legally smart and being able to cite all of the Supreme Court case law for the last 15 years by like name and key cite is not going to help if you understand legacy media but don't understand social media, because it's.
So what she's saying basically is that you can be an incredibly smart attorney and be doing everything by law, which they're doing really well. They are nailing the legal loopholes, Lively side. And they're doing that. That's why I'm saying they actually have a chance to win this thing based on their freaking legal loopholes. That's why they're getting this far. That's why Baldoni's case was dismissed, solely because of legal loopholes, not because he didn't get actually defamed. Like, it was only because she was protected by law, because she knew what she was doing legally. Her attorneys know what they're doing legally. But every step she has taken since this entire thing started has been the wrong step. And we said it from the beginning. Who is advising these two people? And I say these two people because I put them together, but really Blake Lively. Who is advising Blake Lively? A lot of you guys think it's Ryan, which is interesting because up until this year, Ryan Reynolds skated. He skated. And now when we're digging, we find so much bad shit about Ryan Reynolds. Thank God for Elsie. Elsie has opened up the book. Fafo and Associates has opened up the book on Ryan Reynolds, but he skated for the last 20 years with all of this bad stuff going on about him, kind of like under wraps. And we were all like, he's so funny, Deadpool. Right? We had no idea. Like we were all under this stupid like curtain with Ryan Reynolds, but it's all out. It's all over. So Ryan Reynolds somehow thinks that his old tricks can still be played on Blake Lively? No way. No way. We're way too smart now for this. Nothing they can do. Now, what she says next, and I don't even know if I need to play it for you guys, but we need to talk about what goes next if it goes to trial. Yesterday's hearing was really, really telling. The hearing is silly. What was the hearing about? It was about the case discovery plan, the case management plan. It was about discovery. It was about the schedule. Okay. The actual point of the hearing doesn't matter. They asked for more time. And they all agreed on more time. They got a little more time. That doesn't matter. The point of the hearing, the important part of the hearing, was we were able to listen to Judge Lyman for the third time since this entire thing started. For the third time, listen to him speak to counsel. The first time we heard it was months and months ago when he spoke to Brian Friedman and he spoke to Blake Lively's attorneys. The second time we heard it was when he spoke to other attorneys, but not Brian Friedman, not Blake Lively's attorneys, and not Justin Baldoni's attorneys. It had to do with, it was like Stephanie Jones' case or another case, right? Involved in this. And then this week, just yesterday, it was Kevin Fritz and Brian Friedman. But Brian Friedman, like I said on Andy's show yesterday, he was mute. Ursula took his voice. He is gone. He's there, but he's not speaking. Kevin Fritz spoke for Wayfair, and then Blake Lively's attorneys and Stephanie Jones' attorneys and Jed Wallet, but they were like quiet, right? They're kind of not really there. They were given a chance to speak, but they spoke hardly nothing. So Blake Lively's attorneys spoke for a good amount of time, got the floor for as long as they possibly could. Judge Lyman basically, didn't really, but basically invited them in for a cup of tea and a foot massage. And then when it went over to Wayfarer's side, Kevin Fritz, we got to hear him for the first time. Not only was he not able to speak for nearly as much time as Blake Lively's attorneys, he got cut off mid-sentence by Judge Lyman, which was shocking to listen to. Because when you're listening to these things and you're not able to see people, like when you watch live trial, when you watched Karen Reed and you saw live trial, you could see reactions. You could see body language. But to just listen, it was like a blow. Then Kevin Fritz was given the floor again, a second time, and got cut off again. Judge Lyman does not like Kevin Fritz and Wayfair. I don't need to wonder about it. I don't need to question it. I don't need to wonder, is that real? Is it just conspiracy? I'm not an idiot. I am a sociology major who was a casting director. You can hear it in someone's voice. You can feel it. You can know it. You can vibe it. Okay. When that movie, He's Just Not That Into You, like you can kind of feel it when someone's not that into you, right? Judge Lyman is not into Wayfair. He's not into Kevin Fritz. He's really not into Brian Friedman. I don't think he would be into Ellen Garofalo. I don't know if he's going to be into anyone if they represent Wayfair. And that is an uphill battle that Justin Baldoni, Steve Sarowitz, Jamie Heath, Jen Abel, Melissa Nathan, and all of them are going to have to climb. But it's not insurmountable. And this is the important part. Karen Reed just got acquitted off her second trial with the same judge who despised, and this is not hyperbole, this is for real, not questionable. This is not conspiracy theory. This is Google it, watch it for yourself on YouTube. The Judge Bev Canone, Judge Bev despised Karen Reed's attorneys, specifically Alan Jackson, but really the entire defense. She treated them awfully. She did not allow them to speak. She did not allow them to, she didn't give them as many times in terms of length to speak. She told them to hurry up. She never told prosecution to hurry up. She didn't allow them to speak for as long. She sustained every single one of prosecution's objections, and she overruled every single one of defense's objections. She did not treat them fairly ever, anytime, ever. She admonished them. She scolded them. She treated them like shit, like the ugly stepsister, like the bad kid. It was so clear. It wasn't even a question. It wasn't, you guys, this is not like a fake feeling. This is 100% real. And it was true corruption. And Karen Reed was acquitted. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter what Judge Lyman thinks. It's about the evidence. And this is the better part. This is the better part, guys. We're not going to be able to watch the trial, right? And while that's shitty for us, because we're like, you know, we want to be like the spectators on the side of the road watching that car accident, we're not going to be able to watch it. So what are we going to get? We are going to get everyone's perceptions and everyone's reporting on what's happening in the trial. Well, Emily brought this up and I was like, bingo. The public does not like Blake Lively because of this kind of shit. Because Blake Lively is this kind of a person. Because she's fake. Because allegedly, this is an opinion, guys. I have this opinion of Blake Lively as a human being, as an observer, okay? Because I feel like she's fake. I feel like she is a storyteller. I feel like she is, she's creating a narrative. I feel like she's a perpetual victim. I feel like she is, name the word. I'm on very little sleep, but I feel like she is weaponizing the Me Too movement to create a huge victim story out of maybe feeling uncomfortable as a lead actress, as a powerful lead actress on a movie set with an amateur first time, second time, maybe third time director who just wanted her to be fucking happy and gave her everything she fucking wanted on a set. And people are not idiots because our peers are not stupid and they will see through this because the world is fed up of narcissists, of the Jax Taylors and of the Amber Heards and of the Blake Lively's of the world. And we don't want that anymore. And my only hope is that if she's not able to present strong and true, real strong and true evidence that I was sexually harassed on this film and they came after me, they went underground and they took the world and they made everyone hate me, this bitch is going to lose. That's how I feel. And Judge Lyman can puppy dog his way from here until the end of the day for her. But at the end of the day, we all have eyes. And I'm offended by her because I'm on a group text with content creators who are very, very stressed out about it. So, yeah, I'm pissed. And also, my kids are gone, I'm pissed. And also, Blake Lively's supporters are starting to harass me. Like, truly harass me. And I don't like it. And I'm feeling actually bullied myself and harassed by her supporters. And I'm finding it really rich by calling yourself someone that is anti-misogyny and someone that believes women, a man out there who Ryan Reynolds follows and who Salma Hayek follows. Why? A small creator? Why is this man harassing me every day on TikTok? I'm sorry, on Twitter and Threads, and like sending his minions coming after me. Her supporters are coming after me like as if I am after them. I don't care about them. I care about the case. It's gross. Is this what she wants? Does she want her number one supporters to be representative of this? Was this the goal? Why is Ryan Reynolds following someone like this that bullies women creators? Interesting. Interesting, right? Kind of want to show you a little bit of a video on someone, should I? Or should I just tweet about it? Maybe I'll make it a members only. Or just go over to my X account. I reposted it earlier. You guys are saying yes, but then I'm going to get attacked even more if I put it on here. It's interesting that attorneys, that PR crisis managers, that people that are, smart, that went to school, that have like experience in this, understand what a horrible misstep this is for Blake Lively to go after content creators. Yet her minions, her supporters think this is, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? We're allowed to go and get your information. Like, that's no big deal. I don't know. I'll think about whether or not I want to show it. But you can just go over to my X. Okay. So we will continue and talk about that. Meanwhile, Jed Wallace's case got dismissed in New York. It sounded really great. I did find out that now remember, Jed Wallace is the guy that she put in her CRD complaint as the man that was hired from Street Public Relations, as this like man that kind of is, hard to find, that runs these untraceable smear campaigns. She didn't actually put him in the lawsuit. He ended up suing. She ended up suing him back. I don't really follow that case so tremendously. He is over in over on what's it called? I can't think of it, in Texas. So I believe there's still a case going on in Texas, but the New York case right now is dismissed. So that's one little mini win for us or for anti-Blake. Like, that's good. We'll see. Oh, now I get it. Now I get it why you were attacking me over everything yesterday. Huh. Now I get why you attack me. See, if you're Team Blake, innocent until proven guilty, that's fine. But why are you coming into my comments every day and attacking me? Then don't come here. Obviously, I'm not. Like, it's interesting. You a glutton for punishment? Really not necessary. I mean, yesterday it was like all day long. This person was just attacking everything I said. So annoying. Speaking of annoying, okay. Yeah, you guys, make sure to like the video. I just really went off. I just did an entire passionate speech. Can I at least get a like for that? A subscribe? Come on. I'm like Zactivated Donna style. I'm Donavated. Finally, Well, actually, before I get into oh my God, we have to talk about the most unhinged. Oh, look at this. I got 2 new members today. I didn't even see that. Hello, Kitty. Welcome to becoming a member. And Lou, look at your cute dog, Lou. I also, before we get into our next story, which is the ew segment, I have a whole segment for ew. I do want to mention that this week's episode is also brought to you by Alloy. Alloy Women's Health. Aging can be, let's put it plainly, crappy. Hello, look at me. Pot problems sleeping, hot flashes, brain fog, weight gain, and decreased libido can hit us pretty hard. Menopause and midlife is inevitable, but it's also treatable. I just found out that almost half of women went 3+ years before seeking relief from menopause or perimenopausal symptoms. Well, why would we do that to ourselves? That's because 43% of women reported that their doctors just never even mentioned MHT, that's menopause hormone therapy, as an option for treatment. Another 40% didn't even know where to go for a solution. Alloy can help you to thrive during menopause and midlife, offering unlimited access to doctors and experts with safe science-backed treatments for your hormonal symptoms, as well as skin, hair, and sexual wellness treatments. And Alloy now offers access to competitively priced GLP-1 prescription medication to help manage midlife weight gain, all delivered right to your door. Alloy is fast, accessible, and their treatments actually work, from full body relief to radiant skin. So all you want to do is sign up. Alloy's solutions are available by prescription. You'll need to complete a short medical questionnaire and patient verification. You'll design your treatment plan with a physician. You'll work with an expert physician to finalize a personalized treatment plan tailored to your specific needs and get your 3-month supply. Once approved, Alloy ships your prescription directly to your door with automatic refills. I can't recommend Alloy enough. Join the 95% of women who tried Alloy and saw relief in the first 2 weeks. Head to myalloy.com/dailydose and tell them all about your symptoms, and you'll get a fully customized treatment plan. You'll get $20 off your first order today as well. Head to myalloy.com/dailydose and enter code dailydose to get $20 off your first order. Okay, in my ew segment, this is going to be interesting. We'll start with Kelly Ripa, and I talked about it last night on Instagram. So if you saw it, I'm sorry, but I have to talk about it. Why are we still learning about Kelly Ripa's sex life? True question. Why are we still learning about Kelly Ripa's sex life? Raise your hand right now, and by raising your hand, just tell me in the comments right now. Do you want to know about Kelly Ripa having sex? Do you? I don't. Listen, the only people I ever want to hear about having sex, honestly, no one. Like, no one. I don't even want to talk about sex with my own husband. Like, sorry, no. Okay, I've never gotten so many no's in second. But people did get a little offended in my comments because they were like, they love each other so much. Listen, they can love each other all they want. They can F like bunny rabbits from morning till night. But I don't need to know about it. And Kelly Ripa, it says, this is the headline, which is kind of shocking to see. When you're just trying to watch, your news or what. Kelly Ripa blasts husband Mark Consuelos' repulsive sex desire. I'm already pre-disgusted, is the story. She dragged her husband Mark Consuelos' repulsive desire to have morning sex, God forbid. Guys, I'm going to ask you something really personal in the comments. And you can say it if you want. You don't have to say it, but I'm just curious. Do you or do you not like morning sex? You don't have to tell me. This is just if you want to share. Okay. Sometimes we like to share. Is this when she talks about it? Let's see if she talks about it in her Instagram post here. Okay, here we go. This is the actual clip.
And being in the mood for so many years.
It's like exercise. The more you do it, do it.
I've heard her say
an
that for
evening
years.
person or a morning?
Oh, definitely not morning. No.
I find it disgusting. Yeah, I find
Wait, he wants to do it in the morning?
only in the morning.
Do you kiss too with the morning breath?
Yeah, he wants to kiss.
No.
And I have a retainer in.
No, I know.
Rip that out.
No, the retainer.
And he's got like his nasal strips on. It's like we are the most repulsive.
I know.
Disgusting.
They don't care.
It's that dick has a
Energy.
brain of its own. Doesn't
Retainer.
see the retainer. Feel
Look at my face. I'm disgusted.
Yeah, I'm
Disgusted about the morning.
already pre-disgusted for tomorrow morning.
Give us your tips on being in the mood for so
So-
many years.
Okay, here's where how do I stop that Stop talking. Oh my god, I can't find the clip. She just doesn't stop talking. Okay, here's what I think about this. Number one, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. No. Look, no sleep. You basically have right now, me on no sleep is like me with a martini. Okay. I prefer mornings sometimes. And I'm just gonna be 100% honest. Here's why. Because I'm so tired at night. Like the second I hit the bed, I'm done. I'm sorry, you want me to have a second wind? What? My kids go to bed late. When? If I'm an empty nester, maybe we'll have a different story. Maybe these next 3 weeks are going to be wild. But I'm exhausted. By the time my kids like actually are in their rooms, like not like, hey, I still forgot I need to do da da da. And like I know for sure they're not coming back out and like maybe checking back to, hey mom, did I? It's after 10 p.m. What? You joking? 10 p.m. I'm like, Kelly, retainer in, bye. It's not a retainer. It's a night guard. Nancy, you're Nancy Drew, and you asked me who is Kelly Ripa. I think Nancy Drew needs a new job. No offense, Nancy, but come on. I love you. Nancy. Nancy, she's been on our morning TVs for 37 years. Okay. Secondly, I asked Lance about this and he said, if I ever opened up page 6, which he said I would never, but if I ever opened up page 6 and I saw an article that said Donna Bowling blasts husband Lance for his repulsive, nasty ass morning sex, he goes, I would die. Like this poor Mark Consuelos. I said, and Mark Consuelos is gorgeous. Like gorgeous. But yes, I think they probably, she always said that though, from the beginning. She said, the more you do it, the more you'll do it. The more you do it, the more you'll do it. Okay. I want Lance to use that on me. And then I would say like, yeah, well, like washing dishes. That's what I'm going to say to him next time. The more you do it, the more you'll do it. I'm going to say that. I love your guys' answers. And then the morning is good because it's like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And you don't have to kiss. Guys, there's workarounds. Body movement, you know? Okay, let's move on to our next ew story. And you'll have to tell me if you think this is ew, second ew, or worse ew. Remember Tori Spelling? As if you guys like forgot who Tori Spelling was. Tori Spelling shares her ex's sex fantasy that creeped her out. Tori Spelling engaged in a spicy Q&A with her fans on Monday's podcast episode. She shared a shocking detail about her sex life with ex-husband Dean McDermott, it says. Ready for this, you guys? The former Beverly Hills 90210 actress dished that her ex had a crush on her years before they met and used to hurry home to watch her on TV. And when they were married, she said she indulged him by briefly reviving her character, Donna Martin. At some point during one of our sessions, during sex, he said, "Oh, my little Donna Martin." In response, she said, "I might have giggled back like Donna." I'm sorry. Huh? Huh? Dean McDermott had to say, "Oh, my little..." Okay. There's so many things that we have. There's so many problems here. Whom was watching Donna Martin, no offense, Tori, and being like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one that I just want to take home. I mean, yeah, Donna Martin graduates. I mean, Donna Martin. Whom was like, Donna Martin graduates. Say it to me, baby. Is that ew or what? But I may get you with this third and final story of ew, and this may take the cake. Are you ready for the third and final ew of the day? I saw this and I actually had to hold myself back from wanting to die. As you guys know, I'm a little sarcastic. I didn't actually want to die because people are going to be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Alison Brie and Dave Franco are blasted for nasty public act in leaked TMI clip. Yep. Alison Brie, actress from that show Glow, when they have a movie coming out together about a codependent couple called Together, which I have a story about. And Dave Franco, this is James Franco, younger brother, they're married, have been blasted by fans after they were spotted engaging in a nasty public act at Griffith Park. Were they having sex at Griffith Park? No. Were they making out at Griffith Park? No. What were they doing at Griffith Park, you guys? She was cutting his toenails in public in the grass and just tossing them out. Please, please, please tell me. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but there's something about this that is a problem. We have a problem here. Please tell me that you think that this is a wrong thing. I'll never forget when I went and got a car wash here in Los Angeles, in Burbank, near the Disney building when I worked at Disney. And I went to go get my car wash and I'm sitting there. I didn't have headphones at the time because there were no AirPods at the time. And I'm sitting there just minding my own business. And some man in flip-flops starts freaking cutting his toenails next to me. Clip, clip, clip. And they're flinging around me like snow. I had to hold myself back. I thought I was going to throw punches. This is gross. Robin, I'm with you. Robin is me. My husband isn't even allowed to. Robin says my husband isn't even allowed to cut his toenails when I'm home. I kind of get it. It sounds horrible, but Robin, I get it. I get it. There's something about men's toenails. I don't know why. It's just they're so big. They're so big and they just fly. They fly everywhere. They just hit you in the face. Where do they go? This is cracking me up. Oh my God, I'm dying. Okay, so then it continues and it says, some things don't need, people were like, ew, some things don't need to be shared on here, man. Doing this for a man in private is also wild. Seriously, that's so gross. In public is just gross. Now, while some people found it disgusting, others speculated it was merely promotion for the couple's new horror flick Together, where they portray a codependent couple. So someone said this is definitely promo for this movie, and I'm on board. I love when movie promo gets a little freaky. So this is their new movie. It's a horror film called Together. It's about a very codependent couple. They're actually married in real life. Why is this not making me feel better? Because I can go into this in another day, but they stole this movie script. Sorry for giving you a close-up. This is Daily Mail's fault. They stole this movie script from another couple. Look at this comment. From another couple who wrote this movie, pitched it to them, Alison Brie and Dave Franco. They passed on it, and then they made the movie. Okay? Look, this is another picture that they just posted. I am not sure what's going on with Alison Brie and Dave Franco, but I'm not in it. I'm not feeling it, and I'm not into it. His older brother, too, is such a creep that I think it's like in the blood. Something's happening. But if you guys want me to cover the story about how they stole this script, and they completely effed him effed the writers. Actually, it's a couple that wrote the story, and then they're just pretending like it didn't happen. So wrong. I will happily cover it. I cannot look at them the same since I read that story, though. Yeah, okay, I'll cover the stolen script story. And you know I have a thing for Alison. I love her. I would cast her in her very, very first project on screen, and it was a web series in 2007 during the first writer's strike. Well, not the first writer's strike, but the 2007 writer's strike that lasted, I think, 7 or 11 weeks. I cast her in a non-union web series for $100 a day. So I love Alison. But this is wrong, what she did with the script. And then I'll make sure that her toenails get flung towards you guys as a souvenir. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. A little bit of laughs, a little bit of ew, a little bit of gross, a little bit of Blake, a little bit of all. Thank you, Imam. I'm reading. I watch you because I agree with you on a lot. We are not going to agree on all, which is why I think it's important to listen and learn from others' perspectives. Yes, but you are a little bit of a, what's it called when you like to contradict? You like to contradict everything I say, I noticed. But we can talk about that offline. It's all good. It's all good. Shoot me an email. Okay. Let's talk about it later. I love you guys. Everything's good. Thank you so much for being here, subscribing, support your creators, especially those that are struggling right now and going through this legal battle with Blake. And I'll talk to you guys soon. And bye.